The Franklin's tale is to be one of the old Breton songs, and the Franklin, a simple man, asks the company for their indulgence. He speaks plainly, without rhetorical flourish, comparing his colours to those of a meadow, rather than to those of rhetoric. His tale begins with the courtship and marriage of the Breton knight Arviragus and Dorigen, a marriage marked by equality, devoid of mastery that drives love away. Soon after their marriage, Arviragus is sent to Britain for 2 years. Despite his letters, Dorigen weeps for his absence. Her friends often take her to the cliffs overlooking the ocean, where they watch ships enter the port, hoping one will bring Arviragus home. Dorigen remains distressed by the black rocks near the shore, fearing they will wreck her husband's ship. She questions God about these unreasonable works, whose only purpose seems to be killing people. Her friends, seeing her fear, try to distract her. One day, her friends organize a party and dance in a beautiful garden. Aurelius, a handsome squire, secretly in love with Dorigen for 2 years, dances before her. His singing and dancing are unmatched. During the dance, Aurelius, overwhelmed by his love, reveals his feelings to Dorigen, wishing he had been sent across the sea instead of her husband. Dorigen sternly rebukes him, stating she would never be unfaithful to her husband. Playfully, she adds that she would be his love only if all the rocks were removed from the coast, a task she considers impossible. Arviragus returns home, and Dorigen is delighted. 2 years pass, and Aurelius, still tormented by his unfulfilled love, finds some solace in his brother, a clerk. The clerk suggests they meet a student of law in Orleans, who is versed in illusions and magic. On their way, they encounter a young clerk, who knows their purpose, and invites them to his house. There, he shows them wondrous illusions, and agrees to remove the rocks for £1,000. Aurelius, willing to give the world, agrees to pay. The next morning, they travel to Brittany, where the clerk creates an illusion, making the rocks appear to vanish for a week or 2. Aurelius, now confident, approaches Dorigen and formally explains how he has fulfilled their bargain. She is astonished and despairing, realizing she must forfeit either her body or her reputation. She contemplates the many faithful wives and maidens who chose death over dishonor, including the maidens of Lacedaemon, Hasdrubal's wife, and Lucas. When Arviragus returns and Dorigen confesses, he tells her to keep her promise, valuing her honor above all. He sends her to Aurelius, prepared to bear the shame. When Aurelius learns of Arviragus's noble acceptance, he releases Dorigen from her promise, valuing the couple's truth above his desire. Aurelius then goes to pay the law student, who, impressed by Aurelius's honor, forgives the debt. The narrator ends by asking the company, who was the most noble,